This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. We, today we is a first class. Let me create it as a full stack batch. Okay. So there was this was the demo class. What we are going to cover, I explained that. So what I'm going to do here is I will I will okay first class, and here we I told that what are the things we are going to cover. Uh, for our reference, I'm going to give it as is this. Previously, whatever I have done, just I'm going to delete it. Okay, for this batch to start, we have a three demos. Yeah, we will let me delete this here. This is the demo class which I explained in the last class. Okay, these are first class guys. Like no, this is the only demo class. I'm saying that. Okay, so let me get this into the center. Good. We make it as this 100%. Cool. So as a first class, the day one when you are beginning that here, so let me make it as 100%. We are going to say that this is the day one. We'll do the dev environment setup. We are going to do that here. Like now, so you decided to learn Java. Java is some people might be having the knowledge on the Java. Just they want to learn the advanced concepts. The few set of people they may be this is the first programming language they are learning, and they're starting from the basics. Like now, always the batch will have the combination of the both the combinations will have like now people will be non-computer science background and few people will be computer science background. Few will be having they already have the knowledge on the Java. They want to enhance their skills. Yeah, the combination of all kind of people will be there. So to keep it in this mind, like we are going to start from the basics. uh, those who are the advanced learners, so please wait for at least a week. Like first 1 week, we will be learning the programming fundamentals. It's a kind of a for you. It's kind of a recap or like refresh your basic concepts. No, so for the beginners, we will start like to do the basic dev environment setup to the. Then slowly we will introduce the how do you write the hello world examples like what are the data types, so the basic concepts will be introducing. So when it comes to the programming languages, like there are plenty of programming languages are available in the market. The most widely and popular programming languages are C, C++, okay, CPP, or Java, Python, okay, Python. Then we can say that no, the C hash. These are the most widely uh, used programming languages, and C and C++ you can take it here. And among all these things, the top programming languages now, especially when you are building the enterprise grade applications, and Java and Python, Python is used. Uh, Java and Python is used mostly, and Python also it has got the Python has got the Python has got the its own space. Okay, take the Python also can be used in machine learning, web development. Then there is a lot of scope for like now a lot of opportunities in even Python also. And when you take the Java, especially when you are building the enterprise grade applications are massive systems when you are building. The preferred language is a Java than the any other programming languages. The reason is it's Java is a more organized programming language. You can say that here, especially when you want to build a scalable applications. Java is preferred. That's a reason. Last 2 decades, the top language is Java. We can say that. I'm not going into the where the Java is created or like no. So like no, what is the initial name? Those history of the Java. I'm not going to discuss about that here. So we decided to learn our first programming language is a Java. Okay, whenever you are saying the programming languages, uh, the programming languages are used by the computers, where we are writing a instructions in English, and that instructions again, you are going to write it in like no specific language. That's Java. We are going to use it here, and that will be compiled or translated into the what machine can understand. That's the places where we would use the compilers and interpreters. We are going to use it here. This is a theoretical concepts I'll discuss. First, we will do the dev environment setup. We are going to say that here. Dev environment, we are going to make it ready. Dev environment, once it's ready, then we can get start with the writing the hello world example. Then we will start discussing about the how this hello world example is going to execute. The first and foremost thing is we need to install the JDK. You have to install in your machine JDK, and here we are going to install the one more IDE. We are going to install. Okay, IDE we are installing here, and we will be installing the Git, and then other one is we are going to install the Maven. These are the things which are required when you are working with the core Java. These all the softwares you must install in your machine. So JDK, IDE, Git, and Maven. And another thing is you register the one GitHub account. You create a you are going to create a one GitHub account. Okay, just we'll be creating the GitHub account, and in this GitHub account, we will be what are the code we are going to create, and we are going to store it in the GitHub. We are going to store that here. How to do that? Today we are going to learn the installation of that, and how we are going to use the Git, and how we will be pushing the Git code to the your source code repository. I will be explaining, and we are going to install the map. Okay, here the small request: if anyone wants to share their screen, like no, if the things are not installed in your machine, feel free to like no volunteer that, like no, I'll make you presenter so that you can share your screen. I'll make you to install this all the softwares, and at the same time I'll make you to create a GitHub account, and how to push your code to the GitHub account. I will be explaining that. Does anyone wants to share your screen, where this if the things are like if it's already installed, there is no point in sharing your screen. If the things are not installed, it's your laptop is a brand new laptop. Brand new means it doesn't mean that like no, it's a brand new. I'm saying that if these things are not installed, so I will take your system access. I will be installing the uh, this softwares on your machine. Does anyone? So can somebody volunteer? Nobody. So I think everybody mission is already having the Java or what? Okay. Okay. What operating system are you using? I have in my system. Okay. Already if it is installed, then there is no point. Yeah, yeah. Nobody.
I am
Siddharth,
using
can
Mac.
okay, no problem. Siddharth, can you share your screen? So another thing is another request is don't connect classes from the mobile. First of all, the font will be the small, and it is going to open in a very tiny portion. It's going to open in your mobile, so you can't concentrate. So please connect from the laptops. Yeah. Okay, cool. If nobody's willing to do that, then I will uninstall and install in my machine. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. First thing is we are going to install the JDK. So in order to get the JDK, JDK download, you can say that here JDK download. So where you will get the latest code, latest JDK from the Oracle website. You can go to the Oracle website, And here the latest version it is saying it as a JDK 20. JDK 20 it is saying that as a JDK 20 is the latest version. You can choose the what operating system you are using. Let me put this link here so that if somebody uh, wants to download later, you can make yourself that here. First, you will be doing the JDK. I'm going to put this here, JDK download. Now you choose your operating system, what operating system you are using, whether you are using the Linux or Windows. Like now, if it is a Windows, click on this Windows and go with the 64-bit installer. Okay, 64-bit installer if you are using the Windows, and just download the JDK. This one you download that. So it's around a 160 MB file. Okay, 160 MB file. It is just we are downloading this. Okay, and these days you can install the multiple versions of the JDK. You can install JDK. Earlier, it used to, if you have the higher version, the lower versions, uh, it won't work. I mean, these days, like no, so you can install the multiple versions. You can install. Like now, I'm going to the show in folder. I'm going to show in folder. Okay, still it's downloading. Okay, cool. Show in folder, and this is the JDK. It has downloaded. Now I'm going to install the JDK. I'm going to install. Its installation is a very simple steps. There is no complexity. Just we need to follow the installation wizard. We need to follow that here. Click on this. Okay, I was using the JDK 17. Okay, now I'm installing JDK 20. I'm installing here. Click here. Going to get the pop-up. Okay, to prepare the installation. Just follow the installation wizard. Don't change anything. So just we are saying that here. This is going to install in some directory. It is installing in a program files Java JDK 20. We are okay with that. If you want, we can change that here. That's okay. Now I'm going to click on that. That's it. The installation of the JDK is done. But there is a like if you have a two versions, if you want to use this specific version, how do you do this environment variables? I'll be showing that. Just let it install this. Okay, and the installation of the JDK. Okay, now it has done that successfully. Close this here. Now open the command prompt. So just you type the CMD here. It is going to open the command prompt, and this is the place where we are going to check the what is the JDK version it is installed. Like no, here we are going to type the Java version. It would say JDK 17 in my case. What is the version it is taking here? Just we are going to take this here. Yeah, it is said that JDK 20. Then we don't have any problem. It has taken the JDK 20. It has taken. So once if it is get that here Java C version, I'm going to check this here. Java compiler version also I'm checking 20, and the Java version also it's a 20. That means in my class path automatically Windows has added the JDK version. It's a 20. It is added here, so we don't have any problem. So I'm using the JDK 20. I'm going to use it here. Like if you execute in your command prompt Java version, if you are executing, we get this message. That means Java is installed in your machine. If not, you need to download and we are going to install. Ensure that you are like if you are using the office laptops, please whatever the version it is used, you don't upgrade. Then otherwise, no, your applications may not work. Your applications may not work. So like you keep it is the same version. You keep it that. So don't upgrade. If you're using your personal laptop, you go with the latest version, you go with that. The latest version is a 20.0.1. This is the latest version, we can say that here. Once you are done with that, then we are done with the JDK installation. There is no problem. The next one is we are going to install the one IDE. So this is the IDE. We are going to take it as a IntelliJ IDEA. IntelliJ IDEA we are going here. So JetBrains, and here IntelliJ IDEA when you are taking here, we have a two versions. One is a unlimited version or ultimate version. Another one is a community edition. Like no, when you are taking here, we have a ultimate and we have something called the community edition we are having here. Okay, what you could do here is you don't take the uh, ultimate one. We don't require that here. You can download the community edition. You can download. Just you can click on this download. It's going to download the .exe file. It's going to download here. Okay. So this is what you would be taking here. Let me put it here. Let me put this here. So you come to this website, you select the what is the operating system you are going to use it here, either Windows or Mac or Linux. Depends on the operating system, they will recognize and they will show you that. Like, since I'm using the Windows, they are showing me Windows. Don't download the Ultimate. You go with the community edition. So Ultimate is only going to work for the 30 days. After that, it will be keep on asking you the key. So this will be like the companies where they can buy the licensing and they will be using that here for our learning purpose. The community edition is a good enough. Okay, just you take the community edition. We are going to take it here. You download. Once you download that, the installation also here. This is also very simple and straightforward. It's like any other executable file. How you are executing, same way you are going to execute. I have installed the already IntelliJ. I have installed here. IntelliJ community edition I have here. What I'll do here is I'm going to uninstall. I'm going to uninstall and reinstall the latest version. I'm going to reinstall. Okay. So just I'm going to take it as IntelliJ. I think it's the latest version only. Anyway, that's okay because I'm continue. Yeah. Good. Delete all. Okay. I'm just first I'm uninstalling that. Okay. This is saying that you have opened the projects. Okay. We need to close these things. Okay. Close. Disconnect. Okay. Close all. I'm going to do this here. Okay. Let me close this here. Close all. Okay. Now I'm going to uninstall. Okay. Let me select this here, uninstall. If you look at here, I have a two versions of JDK. You can see here two versions of the JDK. One is a JDK 17, another one is a JDK 20. So both we have two versions. Like sometimes your project might be required the JDK 17. Where it's running. Let it install. Oh, sorry. Let me delete that. Here we have a two versions of JDK. Sometimes what happens, you might be working in the legacy projects, like now maybe they are using the JDK 17. Uh, then some projects you are working on the JDK 20. Like now you can switch between these two versions. Like now you want to use the JDK 17 or you want to use the JDK 20. Just you can go and update the path variable, or you can create a patch statement and you can use the specific version. You can use it here. So, okay, let it uninstall this. Meanwhile, we will download the one more. Uh, Let me paste this here. I'm going to put the, okay, this is the IntelliJ IDE. So just we are going to, I'm going to put this here. Link, I'm going to add it here. I'm adding this is a link, I'm going to add it here. Okay, this is our one. And the next one is, this is for the IDE. IDE, we are going to download that here. Then we are going to download there is another thing called the Git. Okay, here we want to download the Git. In order to download the Git, there is something called the Git bash. We are going to set as a Git sh. We are going to download here. Git bash. Git bash I'm going to download here. So this is a place where you can download the Git bash. Depends on your operating system. You choose that and you install the Git bash you are going to install. We would be installing the Git bash we are going to install, like demo. I'm going to put the Git bash. I'm going to put. And when you are downloading the Git, we have to. Okay, we are going to download the Git bash. I'm going to download. I'm using the Windows. Windows I'm going to use for the 64-bit. I'm going to download the 64-bit. I'm going to download. So once it's downloaded, it's around 58 MB file. Let it download. Then we require another one, that's a Maven. Okay, I'm going to download the Maven. I'm going to download here. So I'll be downloading the Maven. Maven download. So we'll take it here. Maven download is a very simple. Here we are going to download the binary. Suppose if you are using the Windows, you go with the binary zip archive file you are going here. And to download this is a link. You would be using the Maven. Maven. This is what we are going to download here. From here we are going to download, and its download is a very simple binary. Just you are going to download this zip file we are going to download. Okay. Now we download all the required softwares. One is a JDK. We have downloaded the JDK. Then we required the IDE. We downloaded the IDE. We required the Git. We downloaded Git, and Maven. We have downloaded the Maven also. Now once you have done these things, okay, Maven, Git, and all these things. Next one is we are. Oh my goodness, this is deleting. Literally, it's taking a long time. Okay, first we will see that Maven installation. How to do the Maven installation? Maven installation. There is no installation as such. There is no installation as such. What are the zip file it is downloaded? We need to extract the zip file and we need to tell where, like where is your Maven? Okay, where is your Maven? That we are going to specify in the system environment variable. You can in Windows Mission you type the system environment variables. System environment variables. If you open this here, you will get this window. In the environment variables, you are going to tell that Java home, like Maven underscore home. Like you can define the all your variables you can define here. Okay, what is the JDK Java home and Maven home? Where is the where your Maven home is installed, and the Java path. These all these things we can configure here. Now I can create a my Java home is now I don't want to use the like this variable I'm going to delete, and Maven home also I'm going to delete it here. Now I don't have the path. In case of the path, if I'm editing that, let me delete all these things. Okay, don't delete you don't delete that. Like no, in my case it is already installed. I'm going to delete it here. Now I'm going to delete this as well. Okay, cool. Now click here, okay. Okay, I'm going to do this here. Now if I open the command prompt, if I'm typing the CMD, I'm typing the CMD and I'm going to type the Java hyphen version, I'm going to do this here. It's saying that Java is not recognized symbol. Java is not recognized symbol. Earlier it was working, but now it's not working. The reason is I have removed from the system variables. I have removed right now my Java path, everything I have removed. Suppose if this is happen for you, if these things are happen for you, what you can do here is, first thing is you want to add explicitly what is the Java home you want to add it here. You create a one new variable in system environment variables. In the system environment variables, you create a new variable by saying that Java underscore home. You create this variable and go to the where you have installed the Java. We install the Java in a C drive, program files, Java, and we have a two versions. JDK, you can select it here. You copy this path. In order to copy this path, you keep the cursor here. Okay, when you click on this, like now, if you click the cursor there, then it is going to highlight that path. We are going to copy this, and you would be adding the, hey, this is my Java home. I'm telling my operating system, my Java home is present in this directory. Now you are going to click OK. In the path variable, we are going to add the one more variable. We are going to add it here. Okay. Here we are going to add it as a one more variable. This is a place where we are going to add it here. Percentage Java underscore home. Then I am going to set it as a bin directory. I'm going to say that here. Okay. Percentage. I'm going to take the percentage, which is going to take the Java home variable, and I will be saying it as a bin directory. /bin, we are going to take it here. Okay, whenever you change the Java home, you need not to change this path variables. Like now, just you are going to add it here. Percentage Java home, then /bin, we are going to add it here. Then click OK. Then click OK. Click OK. Now here we are going to the, again I'm going to the command prompt. CMD, you open the command prompt. Just check that whether JDK is properly set or not. Java hyphen version. Okay, now I'm going to type it here. My JDK is at 20 point. So these environment variables, we can set it in two levels. Environment variables, you can set it in two levels. Let me show you that here. Edit environment variables. If you are clicking on this here, we have a account level. Like no, the system may have the multiple users. Whatever you set it in this variable, these variables are specific to that user only. In the system level environment variables, if you are setting, all the users can use that variables. If you are setting in a system level, but if you are working in office, the office laptops, they won't allow you to set the system environment variables. They will allow you to set only user level. The system level, if you want to set any variables, you have to get the permission from your IT team. Then administrator is going to set these variables. As a developer, you will not have the permission to change this system level variables. Okay, if it's a personal laptop, you can do like now you can set up, you can do all the basic variable setting and everything. You can do that here. Okay, let me show you that once again. I'm repeating this. Okay, here we are going to open the edit system variables, system environment variables. I'm going to show you that how to set the Java path, and I'm explaining once again. Environment variables, I have removed the delete, and from the path also I'm going to edit, and I'm deleting the Java home. I'm going to delete here. Okay, I'm deleting this variable. Now if I'm going back and if I'm executing this, okay, CMD command prompt, I'm going to execute. I'm opening the command prompt. I would be executing the command called the Java hyphen version. So when I say that here, it said that Java is not recognized symbol. So in order to make your operating system, hey, this is a location my Java is installed. So that we are going to tell it in a path variables. Now to set it that, you open the system environment variables, system edit system environment variables. Here in the environment tab, we are going to tell that here, new tab, I'm going to clicking on this here. Here we are going to say it as a capital Java underscore home. And what is this version? You want to set it here. Yes, I'm going to add this here and click OK. And in a path variable, we are going to add a one extra variable. We are going to add it here. New percentage Java underscore home percentage. You take that path, you add the slash bin. That's it. You are going to add it here. Click OK. Click here OK. Okay, this is done. Let me successfully they have completed an installation. Now you open the command prompt. You open the command prompt. CMD. We are going to open that command prompt. Now here we are going to take this here. Java hyphen version. So this is going to say that here Java C hyphen version. Both are showing it as the version 20 it is showing here. Java compiler and both it is pointing here. This you need not to do that, guys. Like no, only if you have a multiple versions, if you want to switch from one version to another version, then you would be using this option. The most of the modern operating system automatically, when you are installing itself, it is going to add to the path. You need not to do that. But if somebody has deleted that, like no path variables has been deleted, or like no the during the installation you did not install in a default directory, you install in a D drive. Operating system will not know about that. Like no, that is the places where we need to tell for your operating system, hey, this is the location my Java is installed. So to set that, we would be using the either system environment variables or path variables. We are going to use it. This is about the Java setup, and these are the like now if you have a multiple versions, how are you going to set the specific version in your system environment variables? I explained that. Any questions here? Anyone has any questions here? Does anyone has any questions?
Is the same rule work for the Mac as well?
Yes, it works for Mac also.
Okay, so for the Mac also we have to set the variables like for the Maven and everything as well.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll be showing Maven also how we are going to set up that.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
The next one is we are going to use the IDE. This is a IntelliJ. We downloaded that. So this installation is a very simple and straightforward. Okay, even in case of the Mac or Windows, the same thing. Just open this here and ensure that you have installed the Java first. Okay, that's the only prerequisite for this. I'm going to open the IDE. Probably it may take again few minutes. So meanwhile, we will do one more thing. We will install the Maven. Okay, now if I'm opening the command prompt, CMD, I'm going to type it here, command prompt. Okay, then here we are going to like to open the run command. I have seen that there are people who will be having problem how to open the command prompt. So just Windows R is a shortcut in case of the Windows. Windows R is a shortcut. Then we are going to type the CMD. It is going to open the command prompt. Now, when I'm typing here MVN-version, it will say that no, MVN is not recognized symbol. What does it mean? The Maven is not installed. It is saying that. Hey, I don't know what is this MEN command. Your Maven is not installed. Now, we are going to open this here. I will copy this into the one of the directories I'm going to copy. I'll copy into my softwares. This is a place where I'm going to copy my Maven. I'm going to copy that here. Show more options. Let me paste this here. I'm going to extract here. Show more options. I want to extract that zip file here. Extract here. Okay, I don't need this zip file anymore. Just I'm going to delete this here. Okay, this is a place where my Maven is installed. Now, can someone help me? You need to tell your operating system, hey, this is a location my Maven home. and my executable files are available in the bin directory. Okay, this is a place where my MEN all executable files are available. Can someone help me? How are you going to tell to your operating system, this is the location, my Maven is installed, my Maven is available, this is the location my Maven executable files are available. We need to tell to your operating system. Yeah, can someone please?
By setting up the paths in the environment variables.
Very good. System, edit system environment variables. Okay. First one is we are going to clicking on this environment variables. Then here we are going to create a new. This is we are going to say it as a Maven underscore home, and I'm going to copy this path. You click on this here. This is a path we are going to copy. Then this is a place where we set the Maven home, but your executable files is available in a bin directory. How do you add this here? Percentage Maven underscore home percentage. We are going to say it as a bin. Now we are done with that. Click here. OK. We are OK. Now we can go to the command prompt. CMD, you can type it here. CMD command prompt, where you are going to execute the your command is MEN version. It will tell you that what is the Maven version and where this is installed and what is the Java version it is using. Everything it is going to tell that here. This is using this is a Java version it's saying. So that means my Maven setup is also done. My Maven setup is a very simple and straightforward. You download the Maven as a zip file, you extract into the one of your directory, then you copy the path in your edit environment where like you are going to edit the system environment variables where you are copying the what is your Maven home and where these executable files are available, you would be specifying in the path variables. With that we are done with this. Now Maven installation also we are done with that. Now here we are going back to the IDE. So we are installing the IDE. This is what installation setup. Okay, then you are going to click on next, and this is going to install in C program files intelligence like no this. There is a big directory. It is going to take it here. Directory name, program files. This is a place it is installing here. Suppose if you don't want to install in that directory, if you want to install in some other directory, you can specify that explicitly. You can browse that and you can specify. You can specify this PC. I want to install in a D drive. Okay, then I'm going to select the software. Okay, not required. We'll keep it whatever the default it is there. We are going to keep it here. The required space is 2.9 GB. It is required in your hard disk, and I have around 92 MB space available. Okay, that's a good space. Then I'm going to click on next. I'm going to click on next, and here we are going to say that add bin add bin folder to the path. Okay, you add that so that explicitly we need not to go and set that. During the installation, you are going to say that here add bin folder to path. That means they are adding the like the way we added the Java and Maven, they are going to add for us. Okay. Then here, if you want to create a desktop icon, you can create a desktop icon. So create associations, that's not required. Like .java, Gradle, all these things it is they are asking here. So those things we can ignore that. Then click next and click next. So that will be installing. So we are not going to do anything here. Like just we have to wait for the installation. Wait for the installation. It's a simple process. Only the thing is that okay, even if you are not adding to the path and if you are not selecting a desktop, just you can click on the next. That's going to be installed. That will be installing. So there is no point in doing that like explicitly adding the path. Otherwise you can go to the after installation, you can copy that path and you can add it into the your environment variables. You can add it. Otherwise it's fine. Why we are adding the path variable, I'll explain that here. So from anywhere in your system, you can access the IntelliJ ID, you can access. So what is that? I'll explain. The next one is, let it happen, we'll wait for this. I don't know, it's taking a little long. Percentage of did it happen? Parallel you guys also can install if it is not installed. Like now, anyhow, I'm also waiting. So you can download and keep it ready, and after this session, so you can install that. These are one of the powerful IDE. So like most of the companies uses the either Eclipse or IntelliJ IDE. If the companies are buying the license and they can spend some money, so they can use the IntelliJ IDE. They are going to use it. Okay, and that is also community edition is good enough to do that work, to work on the projects. But like no, so the organizations, they will take the unlimited edition. They are going to take it here. It has got the uh, much more features than the community edition. Okay. Mm. 64. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll do uninstall of my Git also. I'm going to do that here. Git bash. Okay. I'm going to do the uninstallation. Are you sure? Do you want to remove? Yes, I want to remove everything. It is going to remove. Yeah, it was removed successfully. We'll see that. Okay, so here, do you want to reboot? No, I want to reboot manually. Just I'm going to click on finish. Now ID is installed. Whether this ID is working or not, if you click on this icon, this is going to open the IntelliJ ID. It is going to say that here, Community Edition 2023 and 1.1. It is going to show that here, and it will ask you the, hey, this is a brand new. Do you want to create a project? It is asking here. Meet the new UI IntelliJ got modern version with reduce the visual complexity of your destination. Enable UI. I don't know what is this one, beta. Beta version we don't want to use that. That's okay. Now here, this is what it is going to open, the welcome window. If this is open, that means the things are fine. Okay, we will come back to this IntelliJ IDE after installing the Git. Now we downloaded the one more tool we downloaded here, JIT. Like we'll check that here whether JIT is installed in my machine or not. Just I want to check that here. You open this here. I'm going to open the command prompt. Just type the command called the git-version. Okay, we are going to type the git-version. Git I'm typing here. It said that unrecognized symbol because we have removed these things. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to git I downloaded here, show in folder. This we are going to run that here. Git command we are going to run this here. I'm going to run this git command. This git is using for the version control system. Whenever you are creating the project, so you need to push that code to the central repository, or at the same time you want to get the code from the central repositories where you would be using the git. We are going to use it here. Just follow the installation wizard. There is nothing special we are going to do that here. Just you click on this here. Already exists. Do you want to install in that folder? Yes, we are going to say that here. And don't change any of the settings. You just follow the whatever they are asking here. You just follow that things, and it is going to add the path variable also. It is going to add it here. Just you go ahead we are going to do the all the default configurations. You are going to do that here. Then click next, and this is going to install the git is going to be installed here. Now cool. Okay, it has done. Yeah. So now I would be closing that here. Git finish. Now what you can do here is git. The moment you install here, it is going to install the git. If type it here, you will get two things: git cmd, git view. Okay, git cmd. If you open here, this is going to show the command prompt. Okay, git. This is what git cmd it is showing here. I can type it here. Git-version. Now it should display the what is the version. Like the unknown option it's saying here. Git version, I think. Yeah, Git version is to see that what is the version of the Git. It is saying that version 2.4.10. This is a Git version. It has been installed. Okay. Now we have done with the basic setup of the all the things. JDK we have done, IDE we have done that, Git we have done that, Maven we have done that. So these are the things which is required in order to learn the core Java. These are the tools required for us, and all the required tools we have installed here. All the required tools we have installed. Now what we are going to do here is we will create a simple, very simple project. We are going to test that here whether JDK is working or not. We want to test that whether IDE is working or not. We want to test the Git and Maven also. In order to do that here, whether my Java is working or not, here I'm going to create in my user directory, I'm going to create it as a one directory, mkdir. I'll create a one folder, Java underscore sample underscore, yes, Java underscore ws, Java, we can say it as a core underscore Java underscore ws. Core Java workspace, I'm going to create it here. Or Java we would be taking here Java icon core underscore. Underscore would be the better naming conventions. Now I created a directory. In order to change that directory, we are going to do this here. Core Java WS. I'm changing the directory. If you look at this directory, we don't have any any folder or any file. Now I am going to create a one file. I'm going to create it here. Copy con. Okay, we need not to do the copy con and all these things. Like now here we created a. This is the directory I created here. Let me go to the directory. Windows R. I'm going to paste it here. Now if we click on this here, this is going to open the directory. This directory is empty. What we did was by using the command prompt, I created this directory. I created here. Now what I want to do here is I want to write a simple hello world Java example, whether my Java C, Java compiler and Java commands is working or not. We want to test that. In order to test this here, I'm going to create a new file here. New file, text file I'm going to create it here. And this is the file I'm going to open. I'm going to write it as this a file public class hello world. I'm writing it as a public class hello world, and here we are going to say it as a public static void main. This is a main method signature in Java. So dot 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 args, and where we want to say that here system dot out dot system dot out dot println. So where we are going to say it as a welcome to Java world. Welcome to Java world. I'm going to specify that here, and I'm going to close this here. I'm going to close this here. And what are the program name you created, class name you created? You are going to save this file, save as. It is a Java underscore core underscore Java underscore WS directory. You put it in a double quote. You save it with the .java. Whenever you are using the Windows, when you are saving the file, by default it is going to take the .txt. If you write it in a file name in a double quotes, if you put the extension, it is going to save the hello world.java. It is going to save that file. Now click here OK. Now you can see here it is created the hello world.java. It is created here. It is created the hello world Java. It is created the class. It's created here. Now what I want to do here is I want to execute this program. In order to execute this program, I want to open the command prompt in this directory. You just mouse over that and you type the cmd. Command prompt is going to open in the directory. Okay, it is open the command prompt directly in this directory. It is open. dir hello world.java we have. In order to compile this program, we use the command called the Java C. Hello world. I'm going to say that here. It's going to compile. If the compilation is success, it is going to generate a .class file. In order to run that .class file, here we are going to say it as a hello world. I'm going to say that here. Welcome to Java world. It's printed. That means my Java C is working. My Java is working. My installation is. This program will ensure that my installation is proper. My installations are proper. With the JDK, my setup is working fine. The hello world example we are writing to ensure that our dev environment is working properly or not. To check that we don't know, like what is this public class and all these things which we are not know about that. I will be discussing about that. What is this hello world? Why do you need to write a public class? We will be discussing in maybe next section. We are going to discuss here. Here, my intention is to make you to understand how we are going to write the whether what are the installation we have done, that whether things is working or not. To check that, I have written a simple hello world. I have written, and it's printed the output the way we are expecting. It is working. That means my JDK installation, there is no problem. Now the next step is what I want to do here. Same thing I want to do with the IDE. I'm going to open the IDE. IntelliJ IDE I'm going to open here. Community edition. Okay, no problem. Okay, don't save it here. Okay, let me close this. Let's open the IntelliJ IDE. I'm going to open here. Somebody has a question. Sorry guys, I did not look at that. Okay, 3 people have some questions. Mac. Okay, no, those are the not questions. That's fine. Now here we are going to open this here. Now I want to create a new project. Click on this new project. Here this is going to open this is a window. It is going to open. Click on new project. Okay, it is going to detecting the JDK. It is like no, your ID is detecting the JDK. It is detected the 20, the Oracle 20. It is detected here. Now here I am going to create a new project. We'll name it as a project name is a Hello World. I'm going to say that here. And the location is it is going to save it in this directory. That is okay. Or if you want to change that to the some other directory, you can change that here. In Java LWL, I'm going to create a okay, here we created the core Java WS. I want to use the same directory. I want to use it here. Core Java WS, I want to use it here, or you can keep it as a default directory. Now here I'm creating the Maven project. I'm going to create a Maven project. I'm going to create it here, and here we are creating the Maven project. We are going to create it here, or we can say that as a first. Initially, we'll create it as a Java project. No need Maven project. Just I'm going to create it as a yeah. We can take the Maven project. There is no point in creating the normal project. Java. I'm going to select the Maven project, and here we are going to say that as a tom dot career IT is my company name, and this is my project name is a Hello World. I'm saying that here, hey, you create a project with the Hello World in this directory. You keep all my projects in this directory. You keep it that. Okay, core Java directory. It is going to put that here. Yeah, core Java directory. It is going to put that here. And I'm asking to create a Java Maven project, and I will say that here create. This is going to create a simple Maven project. It's going to be created. Okay, this is a Maven project. It's going to be created here. This is what Hello World, the Maven project, and JDK 20, and it is added. Everything is fine. Then here we are going to. It's created the standard directory structure. It's created here. Okay. Now here I'm going to create a one new class. I'm going to create it here. Let it happen. This it's doing some scanning. Let it happen. Okay, I'm not going in details about the what is this project. Like just I want to ensure that my ID is also working. Okay, for that I'm creating a simple project. I'm creating, and where I will print the Hello World example. Apart from that, nothing is going to do that here. Okay, it is doing the indexing. First time it will take a little time. Let it happen. Okay, here we are going to create a new package. I'm going to create it here. com.it dot hello world dot the package name is I will say that as a CJ dot I'm going to say it as a like here we are going to say it as a basic CJ. I'm going to say that core Java. I'm going to say that here. So this is a com.careerit.cj core Java, and here we are creating the one new class called the Hello World. Hello World. I'm going to create it here. The moment I created the Hello World, it's created a simple class. It's created Hello World, and this is a place where I'm going to write a main method. I'm going to write a main method. I'm going to write it here, and here we are going to print the system.out.println sys out. I'll be saying it as a welcome to. Here we are going to say it as a welcome to Java world. Welcome to Java world. We are going to say this here. This is a simple message. We are going to say that here. Welcome to Java world. So just we set that as a message. We are going to say that here. Welcome to Java world. In order to run this application, right click here, run Hello World. If this works, like now, without any problem, that means our ID setup also is correct. If this works, like now, here when you take the IDE, it's an integrated development environment. What are the compilers, debuggers, and the necessary libraries, whatever it's required, everything it is going to get it in one place. If we take the previous example, we wrote our example in a notepad, then we went to the command prompt, we compiled, then again we went to the command prompt, then you executed that, and we saw the output on the console. Here we need not to do that here. Your console is here, your ID is here, your compiler and debugger, everything will be integrated in one place. It's a kind of you can take it as a supermarket. Like instead of going to the 4-5 shops and buying the items, You're going to the supermarket where you will get it everything. This is best example for the even IDE. So sometimes you will be working with the servers, you will be working with the databases, you will be working with the mail configurations, JPA configurations, everything you want to see it in one place. That's the places where we will be using the IDE. IDE will give the IDE will help you in increasing your productivity as well. It's going to increase the productivity also. Now, even my IDE is also working. There is no problem. Now I need to check that whether my Maven is working or not. Now this project, if I'm going to the Open in Explorer, we are going to do this here. I'm going to open this project and open the command prompt here. You just type the CMD. Whether your Maven is working or not, we want to test that. We want to test whether Maven is working or not. Maven clean install. We execute this command. If it is a build is successful, that means your Maven is also executed. MVN clean install. When you do this here, MVN clean install. If Maven says that no build successful, that means we don't have any problem with the Maven. Build success, that means Maven is also working. There is no problem with the Maven. Now, only one thing we need to test that here, JIT. Only one thing we need to test that here, whether JIT is working or not, we need to test that. If that is also working, our dev environment is ready, then we can get started with our sessions. Okay. So far, any questions, guys? Anyone has any questions? Does anyone has any questions? Are you guys are with me?
Installation
Yes.
process and steps, it was good, but after that and testing each time, it was a bit faster and a little confusing as I'm a fresher.
Okay. So where did you get stuck? Can you tell me that so that we can repeat that concept?
Oh, I'll practice it today. If I have any doubts, I'll raise questions tomorrow.
No problem. No problem. No worries. If I'm going
I'll,
fast, as I told, like no, if I'm going fast and like no, so you can stop me. Like no, you can say that no, hey boss, we did not understand this concept. Like or we did not understand this step. I'll go back and I'll repeat that step. Yeah.
no, it's okay.
Yeah. Good. Good. Now here my ID, like ID is also working. There is no issues. Now only one thing is I need to test that he's here JIT, whether JIT is working or not. We need to test that here. In order to use the JIT, you first register the one uh, like no, you go to the GitHub. Okay, you go to the GitHub. Okay, you are going to go to the GitHub. When you go to the GitHub, first and foremost is like no, you create a one account with the GitHub. You create a one account with the GitHub. Okay, just you like now let me go to the sign out. Let me go to sign out. I'm going to do the sign out. I'm doing here. First, you create a GitHub account. You create. This is a page it is going to open. And here I'm going to use the GitHub, the Copilot. This is our AI pair programming. Also, I'm going to use it. That how to install this. Also, I'm going to show you that here. First 30 days is it's a free. Later you have to pay for that. For $10 per month, they are going to charge that here. Okay, cool. Anyway, I think student version is there any free? We need to check that here. As a student, we can get any GitHub Copilot free version. So otherwise you will be end up paying the $10 per month. Okay, cool. Because my office provides for me this. Then I'm going to do the sign up, and this sign up is a very simple process. You can log in with your account. You can type the welcome to GitHub. Enter your email. It is going to ask that here. And once you enter the email, then they will send the confirmation. They are going to send it here. Okay. In my case, already I have done these steps. I can go and do sign in with my Gmail account. I'm going to do this here. Java with lwl@gmail.com. So then here we are going to type it as a password. If I'm not wrong, no, the password is wrong. Okay, that's the reason I don't generally sign out. Yeah, I remember the password. Now here, this will show you for me it is showing the repositories. For you, it is going to be empty. It is not going to show anything. It's empty. Here you can create a new repository. You can say that here, you just say that here, new repository. And this repository name, you are going to give it as some name for that. What is the name you are going to give it here? Like, no, what is the project name you have given? Same name you will use it here. Okay, don't worry. We are going to give it as a hello world. I'm going to give it here. Okay, this repository name is already exists. Like now, here I am going to say it as a hello world. Okay, we can say it as a Java hello world. I'm going to say that here. Okay. Java hello world. I'm going to create one repository. I'm going to create it here. We can say it as a description. This is a sample hello world project to work with. I'm going to say that here. Now here it's a public repository, and you are going to create a repository. I created a repository. In this repository, I want to push my code. I want to push my code. I have to push that here. Now I'm going to my directory. I'm going to my directory. Here we are going to say that here git. First command you are going to use the git init. We are going to initialize the git. Git we are going to initialize git init. Okay, let me type this command. Okay, what are the commands we are going to use it here? You go to the directory. You do that first command is a git init. That means you are initializing the git objects. You are initializing the git in that directory. Then you are after doing that here, you just check that git status. It is added the git ignore, then IDE, XML, SRC. This looks fine. Now I want to add files for the tracking. In order to add that here, we are going to use the git add dot to add these all my files for the tracking. The next command I use the git add dot. You add for the tracking. Dot means current directory, all the files. That is the meaning of that. Git add dot means current directory, all the files you add for the tracking. Then we are going to commit that code. What are the changes you made? You want to make it. You want to do the commit. Git commit -m added hello world example. Something we are going to say that here. Hello world example. Now we have done everything is in a local. We have done everything is in a local. We have done that here. We haven't pushed this code to the remote. We haven't pushed this code to the remote. Just it is in the local. If I check this here git status, it is going to say that here nothing. Everything is clean in the master branch. It is going to say that here. Next command I used here is this is the command I used here. Okay, I use the command called the git. This is the command I used here, git commit command I have to use it here. Now what I want to do here is, local these things are working fine. Now what I want to do here is, I want to push this code to my remote repository. I want to push this code to my remote repository. I want to push that here. In order to push that code to the remote repository, already we created a branch. You can go here. It is saying that here, first if you are creating the project from the scratch, use this. If not, already existing repository, we have an existing repository. I want to execute this command. First, I am going to do this here. Copy this. Okay, I am going to add the remote repository I am adding here. And I am going to say it as a git branch -m main branch. I am going to set this here. And then it is asking the git push -u main branch. I am going to say this here. I am going to execute this command. I am going to push this code. We'll see that here. It should give the error. No, it is not giving the error. It is working fine. The reason it is working fine is, like now without asking any credentials, it is worked for me is, I have already configured my user ID and password. Okay, we can check this here. From where it is taking here. Okay, just git credentials. In Windows, it is already cached that. Okay, Okay, Git credentials. If I'm going here, Git credentials, what it's saying here. Okay, somewhere it will be storing that here. Credentials, I think. Yeah, credentials manager in Windows. You can take it here, credentials manager. Like no, my web credentials. If you look at here, okay, here if you look at here, my credentials has been cached. If you look at this here, GitHub, this has been cached my credentials. That's the reason it is worked without asking the username and password. In your case, it won't work. In your case, it won't work. First time you need to configure the what is your username and password we need to configure. For that, what you could do here is you cannot use the password. We have to generate a token. We need to generate it here. I will explain that token, how to generate that. I'll explain. Now I have pushed the code to this. Like now you go and refresh your browser. What are the examples we have done that source code will be here. The source code, whatever we have done that here, this is here. Okay, this is the example we have created, and we can see that here we created one hello world example. We can see the source code. So that what are the work I'm doing, end of the day, I'm going to store it in a cloud. Then my colleagues can access this, my repository. They can also make changes. We can work in a collaboratively, we can work. So the JIT is using for the version control system. Like no, this is a one version. Tomorrow, if I make some changes and if I push the code, it is going to take a snapshot and it's going to maintain the one more version. So the new version things are not working. If you want to go back to the previous version, you can do that. You can switch back to the previous version. Now here in your case, that won't push you the code. If you are trying by watching this video, what you can do here is you can go to the your profile. You can go to your profile, and here profile there is something called the settings. I think you will see settings. Yeah, settings. You go to the settings, and here at the end developer settings, you can create a personal access token. You can create a personal access token, or we can say password authentication. No, password authentication you shouldn't be using that. Now you can take the personal access token developer options. You can create a personal access token, and you create a the classic token. We are going to create it here. Like now you can generate a new token. You create that here, the classic token, and you give all the permissions for the token. Since anyhow it's your own repository, you give all the permissions. Don't worry. Like no, so these things you are going to give all the permissions. Delete all, like no, everything we are giving the permissions. Like no, since you are the one who is doing that here we are going to say it as a learning bit. I'm going to say that here bit token. I'm saying something we are going to use here. It need not to be this. Like no, when how long it has to be available, you are going to say that here. 90 days it has to be available. Now I'm going to generate the token. Okay, this is going to generate the token. This is a one time. Like no, next time if you are not using that, that will not be available. Okay, now I copied this here. Now what I'm doing here is my security credentials. I'm going to delete my credentials. Now I'm going to delete. I'm deleting this. Okay, cool. Now what I will do here is I will make a small change. So SYS South, once again, welcome to Java World. Okay, I'm going to say this. So welcome once again Java World. I'm going to say that here. This is a code I made a change. And these changes I want to push to the remote. Now go to the command prompt, and here we are going to check that here git status. It will say that here, hey, there is a one file, it is modified. Okay, one file it is made the modified. Do you want to commit this here? First I am going to add the git add. You add the all the changes. Git commit -m. I'm going to say it as a added welcome message twice. Okay, something I'm going to say that here. Now I'm doing the git push. It it will ask me the credentials. Because we have removed from the Windows, this should ask the credentials. It is asking the credentials. Boss, you tell me who you are. You need to tell that who you are. Now I can use the token and you can paste this token here. Like now what are the token I generated? I'm going to paste the token. Just you say sign in, then it is going to push the code. That's it. This is a way you can create a token and you are going to paste. And next time if you are doing that, you need not to do that here. Okay, next time if I'm doing here, welcome to once again. I'm saying that once again I'm going to say that here this thing, and I'm going to add. First I'm going to add, then I'm going to commit. Okay, I'm going to commit this message. Okay, twice. This is a thrice. A time. Okay, then we are going to say it as a git push. It won't ask the key directly. It is going to push that. That key will be now again. If you go and look at this here, git. Okay, you need to refresh this here. Once you refresh, you will see that that key will be captured in your Windows machine. Somewhere it will be there. Yeah, or maybe we need to close it and open here. GitHub authentication, VS Code. GitHub. You can see here again. It got the my username and password. It has been cached. That's the reason it won't ask you the next time when you are pushing the code. Now my Git is also working. So that means my dev environment, everything is working. There we don't have any problem. So we tested the JDK, we tested the IDE, we tested the Git, we tested the Maven. You just follow this video and you can also create a Git also same thing. You execute that and tomorrow if you have any questions, I'll take that here. One more thing now, don't come up with the mind, don't be in the mindset that no, I'm not understanding. Okay. We are not familiar. We are doing the first time. Like no, things may not work first time. You should keep trying that. Like no, until you get that, you keep trying that. Like no, you will get a frustrated. Those all these things are common. See, to like no, so we are like no around 22 above years here. Like no, whatever you could not learn in like last 22 years, like no, we are trying to learn in the 3 months. Definitely have to put the efforts. I'm saying that don't get it into the mindset it's a difficult, I'm not understanding, I'm not following that. Like no, it's not a like no very complex concept. Like no, these things all are like no, it's a very simple and basic things. The things has been greatly simplified, and like no, the lot of AI tools are going to like no, going to write all the fundamental codes. Like no, you shouldn't be spending too much time in learning the fundamentals. Those days are gone. Like no, I will start from the A, B, and then I will learn all the alphabets. Then I'm going to start the programming. Once I become the master, I will enter into the development. Then you never enter into the development. The world it is going in a phase. You should grab the things very quickly. We have to learn in a smart way. Then we have to move on because there are a lot of things to learn. No, so please put your efforts. Like no, whatever the class it is over, the same day you practice this all these things. And what are the assignments I'm going to give it here? You practice that the assignment questions. And if there is any doubts, and first 5 minutes I will take your doubts. I'll take your remote access if somebody is facing the issues. We'll fix that. Thank you guys. We'll meet tomorrow same time and we'll be continuing the session. So before
Just
wind up, yeah, go ahead, please.
so are we going to use the Windows or Mac? If I have a question, if I'm using Mac, are you able to help me as well, or do I have to use the
I
Windows?
can do that. But thing is that like no,
Hmm.
all these things are it's like no works like a platform independent.
Correct.
Once you run the installation,
Hmm.
the way it works is the same.
Okay.
If we face the problem in the installation, we will take we can connect and we'll take
Sure.
your system access and yeah.
Thank you.
I had just
Yes.
one doubt.
Yeah, please.
Can you tell us what the use of Maven is in Java?
I will discuss that. The Maven, I'll be discussing about that. Just we are ensuring that whether things are working or not. Okay. Maven is a build tool. Like we can say that as a whenever you are working in a project, like every time you need to do the compilation of your code, then you have to you have to run the test cases, then you have to package it, then the things has to be verified, and finally you are going to deploy. These steps you cannot do manually every time. That's a places where Maven or Gradle will be used. That's a one use case. The second use case is your project may be having the dependencies, like it requires a lot of dependencies. So Java alone you cannot, Java JDK alone you cannot solve your business problems. We require the Spring libraries, we require a Java Mail library, we require a JDBC libraries. There are a lot of libraries is required in your project. Those all dependencies has to be pulled and managed in your project. That job also will be done by the Maven. The third use case is to keep it a unified directory structure for your project. We would be using the Maven. So these are the main three uses of the Maven. You can say it is a Maven is a build tool. So to automate your build process, you will be using the Maven in a simple words. Yeah.
Okay, right. Thank you.
We will discuss more details about that, how this Maven directory structure, how it looks, and what are the Maven commands. We will be discussing in upcoming sessions. Yeah.
One more question. This recording will be emailed to us, or how can we
Yes,
access this
be,
session?
recordings will be immediately shared with the Google Drive link will be shared with to your emails.
Okay.
You may get it in maybe another 2 hours time, because the processing will take at least 1 hour.
Sure.
Thank you guys. Okay. So the session will end with the 8:50. So today 6 minutes extra, because I have to rush to my calls. Thank you guys.
Thank you.